Howdy, and welcome to LeeReads, where I talk about the books I've been reading and enjoying lately. And I predict that because I just did that intro, my cat is going to run over here and get in my lap. We'll see. Happy New Year! One of my end of the year goals was to clean up the outstanding eARCs that I had from NetGalley, which is a website that provides free copies of electronic advanced reading copies to reviewers in exchange for an honest review. Publishers grant you access or not. There are some different factors that go into whether a publisher wants to give you a book or not. They say that if you have an 80% or above feedback rate, that will help. So I was determined to make sure that I didn't have any outstanding eARCs on my virtual shelf in order to bring my feedback rate up. What happens is you go on a requesting spree and you request far too many books, expecting that you won't get approved for many of them, and then as chances have it, usually that means you get approved for a lot of them, and suddenly makes you feel a little bit overwhelmed, at least for me. And there's no guarantee that you will actually enjoy the book and want to finish it. So going forward into this year, I love being able to request advanced reading copies and read them ahead of time so that I can talk to you about the books, especially if I really love it and I'm excited about it and want you to read it too. I'm trying to be more selective in the books that I request so that I don't find myself overwhelmed. That said, I started the year with a clean slate. Then I've gone through and started looking for books that I'd love to review, especially books off my anticipated list. And I have been lucky enough to be granted some of these books. I wanted to share with you what they are, to find out if there are books that you want me to review sooner rather than later. Today we're going to be talking about 5 books, 2 science fiction and 3 fantasy. I am super excited that I was approved for the Tyranny of Faith by Richard Swan, the sequel to A Justice of Kings, which is one of my top favorite books from last year. Honestly, I haven't even read the back cover for A Tyranny of Faith. I just know it's a continuation of where we left off at the end of The Justice of Kings. Somewhat of a medieval murder investigation that turns into uncovering this greater coup within the empire, but there's interesting tidbits with conflicting religions, philosophies, interesting magic, and a really cool narrative perspective all thrown in there. I will include a link to my top books from 2022 so you can hear me talk more about A Justice of Kings there. Next is a science fiction, The Archive Undying by Emma Miko Candon. This is a mecha sci-fi, and I'm going to read some of the back cover for you. When an AI dies, its city dies with it. When a city falls, it leaves a corpse behind. When that corpse runs off, only devotion can bring it back. When the robotic god Kuan-Mo went mad, it destroyed everything it touched. It killed its priests, its city, and all its wondrous works. But in its final death throes, the god brought one thing back to life, its favorite child, Sinai. For the 17 years since, Sinai has walked the land like a ghost, unable to die, unable to age, and unable to forget the horrors he's seen. This is a sci-fi series where AI deities and brutal police states clash, wielding giant robots steered by pilot priests with corrupted bodies. Come get in the robot. That sounds really cool. I haven't read a lot of mecha science fiction, but I really love the premise here of the corrupted robot deities and their pilot priests. That sounds cool. Next, Spice Road by Maya Abraham. This is a young adult fantasy that actually I've already almost finished. I'm not going to really get into my thoughts here in this video. I just want to tell you what this book is about. It is set in an Arabian-inspired land with secret spice magic. Raised to protect her nation from the monsters lurking in the sands, 16-year-old Amani must fight to find her brother, whose betrayal is now the country's greatest threat. And I think this book has a really cool hook. In the hidden desert city of Kalia, there is a secret spice magic that awakens the affinities of those who drink the magical tea. 16-year-old Amani has the affinity for iron and is able to wield a dagger like no other. She has garnered the reputation as being the next great shield for battling jinn, ghouls, and other monsters spreading across the sands. Her reputation has been overshadowed, however, by her brother, who tarnished the family name after it was revealed that he was stealing the nation's coveted spice, a telltale sign of magical obsession. Soon after that, he disappeared, believed to have died beyond the forbidden waste. But when Amani discovers signs that her brother may be alive and spreading the nation's magic to outsiders, she makes a deal with the council and a djinn that she will find him and bring him back to Kalia. I think if you enjoyed The Stardust Thief, if you enjoyed A City of Brass, that Arabian-inspired setting with djinn and really interesting magic, you should keep a lookout for Spice Road, but 2 thumbs up so far. Next, another science fiction. This is one that I talked about in my anticipated reads for this year, so I'm very excited to have gotten a copy. The Deep Sky by Yume Kitase. This is a story about humanity's last hope for survival, where they send the best and brightest off into the spaceship with the goal that they are going to create the next generation of humanity that will live among the stars and save the race, except a fatal bomb goes off and kills some members on the ship, and our main character is accused. Not only do they have to navigate what happened, who did this, and why, but also they're trapped on a spaceship together heading into unknown stars. I think it sounds like an interesting science fiction thriller. And last of what I've been granted so far is another fantasy, The Magician's Daughter by H.G. Perry. When I saw the cover of this one, I hoped, I'm not sure though, but I hoped it would be cozy and romantic. In the early 1900s, off the coast of Ireland sits a legendary island hidden by magic, a place of ruins and ancient trees, sea salt air, and fairy lore. High Brazel is the only home Biddy has ever known. Washed up on its shore as a baby, Biddy lives a quiet life with her guardian, the mercurial magician Rowan, a life she finds increasingly stifling. One night, Rowan fails to return from his mysterious travels. To find him, Biddy must venture into the outside world for the first time. But Rowan has powerful enemies, forces who have hoarded the world's magic and have set their sights on the magician's many secrets. So, I have high hopes, and of course, I do have more requests out for other books on my highly anticipated list that I would love to be approved for. But I think this is enough to start with. My goal is to read 1 or 2 a month. Ideally, I'm going to start with the books that are coming out the soonest so that I don't get behind, but please let me know if any of these sound particularly interesting to you and you would like me to move it up on my TBR. That is it for this video. There's just so many things I want to read right now. Here's my cat. I knew this cat was going to come. Okay. And with that, it's time to end it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and are as excited about some of these eARCs as I am. I hope you're having a great start to 2023. Please like and subscribe if you haven't yet. That really helps my channel to grow. And as always, please support your local library. Thanks.